Hey guys, welcome back. Will Beach here with another episode of the Apple Stock Great Trades 1 hour time frame. And last time I did this was literally about a week ago. It was right before Christmas. Everything's been crazy. We talked about, I'll scroll back so we can get a quick update. So we talked about right here, potential 225 EMA held its ground. And this does actually momentum. So the momentum, if you look in this area down here, was increasing as the stock was going down, right? So the momentum was gaining to the downside. So at the point that it would have been in a momentous state and it got this little rebound off of the support line, it then curves up with that push up, meaning that up push was stronger than that downside, and it curved the momentum back with the momentum going up. Now, what it did was it stole it, but then it just had to consolidate, right? It wasn't like strong enough to just run it, but it pulled it and then consolidated for literally like 2.5 days, and then you got like a little bit bump, retest these highs. We did talk about that very likely that the highs would be retested once we had broken that certain level there. Let me go back onto the daily. We kind of got out of this this little divot, and then we were right here and we started to pull back again. It was only a matter of time before we were going to test these highs previously. And now you can see that it wasn't a momentum push on the daily. We talked about that as well. There was not there's not enough momentum on the daily to carry it, which means now you go back into consolidation. So it was enough not momentum, it was enough of a push to kind of test those highs, but it was not in a momentous state. So it just kind of bumps them, and then you see it's just not enough energy, so it pulls back. Now, it's not to say that these support lines won't hold and it continues up. I mean, you just never know when it's like this. But typically, you get consolidation when it's not in momentum. And that means once you stretch these Bollinger Bands out, it goes and starts consolidating, mostly in a sideways manner, but sideways down. And then it tries to find support at these levels, like the 129 and the 123. I typically don't look at price levels, but I look at my support levels of moving averages. So always consider that the 50 moving average will be the point of support, but because time increases and that is going up, it doesn't mean that it's going to be right here in this spot at 121, but it could potentially, keep climbing, and it might be 123, 124. But if we break through that 20, which is the green line, that's kind of what we're looking at. So when we go back to the hourly, because that's the chart we want to look at, you can see that after we tested that, we immediately went into the down cycle or consolidation cycle, which happens to be down because we were moving so far up. And then we get trapped under this 50, and then we're actually trapped under the 20. It was strong enough that through the after hours yesterday, we were being held down in a strong downtrend. We actually got our little MACD push up, and now our MACD down. This would be an indicator to sell it short down to at least the 225 as a first level, which would be around 130.50. So I would expect 130.50 to be a play as we're stuck in here, because remember, we typically, once we go underneath the 50, we bounce between these guys for a little bit until it decides which direction it wants to go. And as of right now, seeing how it's downtrend, it wants to go down, we're looking at a play somewhere in this 130 range. You see how I'm hovering above the 225, because again, as time passes, 225 increases. So I don't go based off of this. I go a little bit higher, and then I kind of just guide it over to where support is 130.91, 130.50. There's usually a stretch down hits that 225, even a little bit past it sometimes. You could see 129.20. So it's just a range in here that you're going to see before it decides where it wants to go. So we're going to keep an eye out for that. As of right now, though, we are 8, and that's what we're doing. So long positions right now would not be recommended until we figure out where it wants to go. And right now, we know that it wants to go down. So with that being said, I hope everyone's going to have a great New Year's. I hope everyone had a great Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. And we'll keep you in the loop, and we'll see you on the next one.